Greetings everyone, Joseph James here, January 14th, 2010. This is your nightly newsletter. Let's take a look at the trades we took today. Before we take a look at those trades, I want to remind you guys about our totals. 54 ticks today. We took one scratch, 4 total trades. As you guys can see, we did pretty well each trade we took. Of course, we can talk more about that scratch trade. I want to go over kind of some of the things we look for, some of the important lessons that we learned today in the live trade room. But as you can see, guys, $1,500 for the week, only on 4 contracts, and of course, average of $680 per day. And of course, $1,500 on the week. We'll keep you guys posted. Now, what was the most important thing today? What did we learn today? Well, we learned today that confidence, right, although maybe you may not agree with me, is built on exits, right? We're going to cut our losses early and build confidence that way, because when we cut our losses early, okay, we build confidence to now be able to have better entries because you're not worried about taking that loss. Now, we took a scratch trade today. And of course, that scratch trade, I probably wouldn't have even gotten into the trade, because if I didn't have the confidence of knowing how to get out if something went wrong, I wouldn't have had the confidence to pull the trigger to get in. So confidence, guys, is built on exits, and that means your ability to have the confidence in cutting those losses early will build your confidence for better entries, because you're not going to be worried about taking a loss. So a very important thing we learned today in the live trade room. Let's take a look at some of the trades we did take. Now here's the first 2 trades. The first was at 9:05. The second re-entry here was at 9:06. Now, of course, we took all 4 trades today on the crude. A little bit disappointed we never got a chance to get into the gold market this morning. It really didn't get very heated up very much. The Russell and the Euro were pretty much sideways all morning. I think they're still trying to kind of get their feet underneath them and find out what's going on. Of course, we had Jacques Trichet speaking this morning from the ECB news conference this morning, and he was talking a lot about inflation and, of course, energy costs, and I think that pretty much kept the Euro kind of flatline most of the day. But we had the crude oil, of course, was moving pretty well this morning. We took 4 trades. You can see the first one here at 9:05. We were starting to stair step again down that low of day again. As you can see, this downward sloping trend here, this dotted blue line, of course, is our low of day, right? There's our low of day. So guys, as you know, I'm always looking for what? At the low of day, I'm always looking for a bounce, which means I'm going to be looking for a 2-step pattern long. We got that at 5 minutes past the hour here. Entry here was at 79.5. As you can see, we get the low of the day right here. We, of course, will be looking for a breaker short if we had green paste of a tape and excessive sellers, but we didn't see that, so we marked up our swing high right here at 47s. We got filled at 50, 79.50, of course, momentum curling up, lots of buyers to buy above, of course, just above that trigger line. Now, that was a big thing here, guys. Notice how the swing high here was above my trigger line. Very important, because then I had clear blue skies ahead, plenty of room for my trade to run. A 2-step pattern, the first thing you want to pay attention to is where's that trigger line, because oftentimes it can be a couple ticks away from you and you've got to get over that for your long trade. This was different. This was, of course, right below the swing high, which enabled me to get into a long trade and have plenty of room to go. We were able to grab +5 and +3. Now, kind of a weird fill on this one, but we'll take it. 16 ticks, of course, on the 2-step long. But the real money here was earned on the scratch trade. And what I was talking about earlier was having the confidence to cut your losses early will build better entries. And of course, at 9:06, right, just a couple seconds later, we're looking for a re-entry. Now, guys, a 2-step pattern is a trend reversal pattern. Now, what happens when the trend reverses and all of a sudden now we start a new short-term trend? You better believe it. We're looking for a breaker pattern long. So we re-entered here on the crude. Again, lots of sellers, momentum curling up. Entry here was at 57. We got filled. But if you guys are with us, what did you see? Nothing, right? We got in based upon our rules, did a great job getting into the market. And then we counted down, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After 5 seconds, if we hadn't moved anywhere, I'm now looking for an excuse to get out of this trade. And that's exactly what I did. After 5 seconds, it's sitting there at entry +1. I simply moved my stop up to my point of entry because it went nowhere. We had red paste of a tape. Momentum was beginning to curl back over. So, of course, our rules told us, and we knew what we were looking for, how and when to get out. As you can see, of course, it ended up moving to the upside here, but not until after it had already come down and would have stopped us out. So the reason why I say all the money was made right here was because, guys, anybody can make money as a trader. It's keeping the money. That's the difficult part. So, of course, getting filled here at 57, we had an early exit by having the confidence, the wherewithal to know where we were looking for, what we were looking for, and when to get out. So we kept all 16 ticks in our pocket without giving it back to the market. Now this is again a great example of how I'm able to be aggressive in the market a little bit more than I would be if I wasn't confident in my exits. Being confident in exits gives me the ability to be confident in my entries. Let's keep moving. The third trade of the day here, again on crude at about 11 o'clock here. Okay, so almost 2 hours later, we went through this kind of dead zone while we had Obama speaking, Trichet speaking, of course. We had nat gas inventories 10 o'clock, business inventories at 10:30. So we had a bunch of news events at 10 o'clock and 10:30, which kind of sucked out all the time from us. And we really didn't see much going on at that time. We waited till 11 o'clock, though. As always, patience always pays well as a day trader. Short-term trend, of course, guys, was up here. And as always, guys, I'm always keeping an eye out for a reversal. That's our two-step pattern. 11 o'clock, we marked up our swing low here at 21s. As you can see, this overhead resistance at 79.30 held nice and strong. We would have loved to have taken a breaker long with the trend here, but it didn't set up, so we're always looking for that two-step short. Got filled here at 19s on the two-step, trend reversal, +4, +8, and then we trailed our stop to lock in 10 more ticks, totaling 26 ticks or $260, guys. That's a 5% return on most 4 contract accounts. Let's keep moving. Our final trade, guys, and fourth trade of the day here on crude again at 11:28. Now this is a breaker pattern long, one of the easiest patterns to identify. We have, of course, the short-term trend going up. As you can see here, short-term trend is up. We break above this red line here, and then we mark up our swing high here at 41s. We got filled eventually at 44s here, guys, at 11:28. We took +4, +2, and of course that totals up 12 ticks. Got a little bit of benefit there on the runner there. I'm sorry, wasn't a runner. We take our first target at +4, move our stop up to entry +1. And what happened was it came down and, of course, filled us at +2. So kind of a good little lucky bounce there. Of course, luck always favors the prepared. We were ready to take the trade. We knew exactly what we were looking for, and we executed with confidence, knowing that if something went wrong, we knew exactly what to do to get out of that trade at the appropriate time. So totals up 12 ticks there, guys. Total them all up. 54 ticks, $540, guys. Having a great week so far. It's been a tough week, obviously. Markets have been kind of changing a little bit different personality here in the new year. But that's okay, guys. We're going to finish up tomorrow morning on a high note. Let's prep for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, January 15th, 2010. Of course, 8:20 gold and currencies open. 8:30 we have December CPI and Empire Manufacturing. You don't want to miss 8:30 tomorrow morning Eastern time with us, guys. That will be a mover. Any CPI, of course, anything tied to the dollar, right? Jobs, CPIs, right? You could also have non-farm payrolls, right? All big, important news events. Just after that, 9 o'clock, the crude oil opens up. 9:15, we have industrial production. 9:30, the U.S. market opens up. 9:55, University of Michigan consumer confidence. And of course, 11 o'clock, we'll look for the transition into lunch. Now, if you look at this, guys, you'll notice between 9:15, between 9 and 10 o'clock, there's really going to be about an hour tomorrow morning where we're probably not going to see very much opportunity here. We've got 9 to 9:15 to 9:30 to 9:55. So literally, we're going to set our alarm clock at 9:15 and then most likely not really get much of a chance until about 10:05 or 10 o'clock once we get through that Michigan consumer confidence number. What that means is I'm really going to be focusing here on that 8:30 time slot. Hopefully, we can get some money out of the market before the 9 o'clock alarm goes off, because then we're going to lose this big chunk of time. And tomorrow's a Friday, so of course, we expect to see people heading out of the office a little bit early. Let's recap. I want to remind you guys, come out and join us tomorrow morning. We start our mental and tech prep at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Come out and join us. If you're watching this video, guys, on our YouTube page, right below the video in the description, you'll see 2 links. One for our 12-month track record, the other to register for our 3-week trial. Absolutely free. You can come out and join us in our live trade room. We do free webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's right. Today, we did a wonderful webinar on tape reading. If you missed it, make sure to come back out next week and see on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also want to remind you guys too, the beginner's course shows all of our setups and our entry rules. And guys, we got a price increase coming February 1st. Contact us for more information. sales@schooloftrade.com. Hope the video helps. Keep following those rules, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning in live trade room. My name is Joseph James. Bye-bye for now.